Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Aries for February 2020, career and finance. I just wanted to give you a brief idea of what I see in the layout. So what I'm starting out here with is energy cards for the month of February 2020. Again, it's for Aries, career and finance. So these are the Archangel Power Tarot cards that I've pulled, and those are just general energy for February 2020. The other cards are clarifier cards, all those that are in black, and those are below the Rider-Waite deck. So starting out with the first card, which is the High Priestess, which is considered the highest ranking card in the deck. It is somebody who is an expert in their field. It also indicates somebody who's a helper. So, I mean, if you were talking about careers and fields, this might represent somebody who's into the occult, somebody who is a librarian or into psychology. It's just a wise sage, somebody who has some wisdom. So it is somebody who has an ability to tap into that intuitive knowledge. They are being divinely led with the High Priestess here. And again, this is something that speaks to, feels like it's more of a journey of higher purpose. So even though I do see a few cards here that indicate that there is some money to be made down the road, or that there is some money coming in, it's more that you're working on diligently on a project and just hanging on to money versus actually, broadening out financially for the month of February. I don't feel that it's really about that. I feel that the month of February for you is really about working together and again, serving some kind of higher purpose, and that you're strengthening that support network that you may not have otherwise had. It feels like February was a breakthrough month for you, or will be, about realizing something about yourself that you didn't otherwise know was there. So it's something that you're moving into. So again, it is also about that secret knowledge, the High Priestess, and it is about, things that are below the surface. So that silent, hidden potential and something that's coming forward. So I don't know if you're doing something that relates to, introspection, like I say, librarian, that sort of knowledge building, and occult work is, intuitively led, but I just feel it's still knowledge based and something that you're trying to build. Okay, so the next card here is the Knight of Cups. And Knight of Cups is actually somebody who is definitely on the creative side. So this is somebody who could represent a person. It could be an energy that's coming around you. It's somebody who's a bit of a seductress or seducer, but it's also representative of the imagination. And if we're talking about a time frame, it does indicate something around fall or autumn. So, but I feel that this energy is strongly coming through more along the lines of, actions. Your actions are being determined by your emotional state, that you are being inspired or that you're inspiring someone else. Knights are also about messages coming through. So it's more, well, it's really more about a direction as well. But it is moving into the future, I mean, just from his positioning. So again, I mean, it could be a person that is offering sort of healing protection around you, somebody who is represented by Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But again, it feels like it has something to do with your creative imagination coming forward, and that it's, that you're bringing forth some kind of wonderful skill and valuable quality to the world. That you may not have otherwise knew you had, but you are following your intuition on that, and you're moving forward to do something that is, providing new offers on the horizon, and it's just overall, it is a positive sign. So again, if it's an energy and it's representing a person, it could be somebody who's a little on the insecure side, lacks confidence, but again, super imaginative and creative. So, so really, this is a person who has a mission. I feel in relation to you, this is really you on some kind of a mission. The Two of Swords is really a card of indecision. So, I mean, you might have felt that you were in a period of stagnancy. There was some kind of denial or repressed feelings, things that held you back. You weren't really willing to make some kind of a choice or go forward. But again, it's about, it could also represent two paths. But I feel in this case, it's you on a mission to redefine yourself. So you are moving away from things that don't serve you, and you're getting rid of some of that mystery, which is really what that card is as well. It's the extremes of mystery. It's things that you're choosing not to see, but I feel that you are choosing to redefine yourself. So I believe this is your mission. There is also the Page of Pentacles that's coming through, and pages again are about messages, messages that are being brought forward. This is really somebody who's taking a practical mindset in relation to money. So they have realistic aims, I mean, there's that window of opportunity that's coming forward, but it's also just getting on with the job. So getting on with the task at hand. You know how to turn something into a reality. You are putting forth the effort and the energy, and you do have a strong commitment to it. And I do feel that you have some commitment to financially trying to better yourself as well, although I don't see it yet manifesting. It is clarified. Sorry, I should have clarified the Two of Swords here also. But it is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is really a card that indicates that reciprocity. So it's about, gain and loss, but it's also about, someone who's kind of seeking approval in the world. I do feel that, it's about trying to find some kind of balance. That's what it feels like all around, because twos are also about finding balance. And also, I should have mentioned with the Two of Swords, it is clarified by the Hanged Man. And again, this is a card of just trying to sort of figure yourself out and take a new position, look at things from another perspective before. So you could make a decision, but you're having to elevate your thinking to move into that practical, finding balance again type of mentality. But again, it feels like you're just on a mission, and you are being intuitively led, and you are trying to discover something about yourself, like you've made some kind of breakthrough for the month of February. But again, you're getting rid of baggage with the Hanged Man, and so again, you're freeing yourself up. So moving into the next card, which is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a time of transition, so you're actually walking away from things that don't serve you anymore. So you are setting out on a new journey. You are able to move forward here. And it is a card where, things that you couldn't change, you're able to release now. So, again, it's that new direction. You're finding balance, and again, this also indicates that you're on some kind of self-discovery in the month of February, because it is also... It's also clarified with the Strength card. And the Strength card is really about, standing in your own power, taking control of your own decision making, and moving forward, based on a new level of strength and awareness about yourself or your circumstances. So again, I mean, it just speaks to me that the whole reading so far anyway is gearing toward that level of self-discovery. You have been enlightened on some level, and you are now seeing connections where there wasn't connections before. So again, Strength card is about that inner fortitude, that inner strength as well here. Again, clarifying that transition to the new journey. You're finding that you're able to take control of your life, and you've got some kind of personal power. You're now standing up for yourself, and you are trying to find that balance, because you have stepped back and changed your perspective. So the next card here is actually the Seven of Wands. And again, the Seven of Wands is about you becoming a warrior, or having to have been a warrior. You've had to take on some kind of a battle that was a challenge for you, but you stood strong and you were able to go forward, because it is clarified by the Chariot. So again, the Seven of Wands is about you being able to defend yourself. You were able to stand your ground and deal with whatever deeper fears that you had that left you feeling vulnerable here. And again, it's also about breaking through, illusions and being able to forge ahead. So when you felt threatened, or you met resistance, you actually had strength, toward those adversaries, or toward parts of yourself that that were blocking you on some level. So we also have the Empress is clarifying the Empress. So I couldn't really flesh that out any more than it really is, because the Empress is really about, that it is, again, with that breakthrough, that's somebody who could even represent yourself, a creative, nurturing, generally a feminine energy, but a creative, nurturing kind of person. Somebody who's, definitely taking action and very harmony based. Somebody who is, again, going through self-development is what the Empress is. So, I mean, in terms of careers, it could represent a mother or somebody who is, a storyteller or a doula, a governess, anything along that line. But again, this is somebody who is very instinctive. So being divinely led for sure. So in terms of money, it doesn't, I mean, it does speak, if it were surrounded by several money cards, I would say that yes, it is money that is coming in. But I feel that even though it is followed by the Three of Pentacles, which really speaks to teamwork and certainly some money that could be coming through there, to me, it really just feels like it's the birth of self, that you have found out, you've been enlightened, something has come forward, you've made a connection to something with yourself and your world, and you're able to find some abundance in that. So you're actually starting to feel good about things in the month of February. The next card, as I say, is and that was intensified. That's a double clarified. So really, anything that's major arcana is really standing out as well. So the Three of Pentacles, as I mentioned, is really a card of teamwork. It is something that you're moving forward on. It could be a creative project as well that you're working on, but you're actually able to work on that with others now, because the whole reading was really about connecting to self, but it's also about connecting, making connections with others. So I think you're now aware of your potential, and your creativity is starting to really come through because you're also being enlightened and intuitively led. So there is some kind of recognition that is coming through there from that sense of loss. The Five of Pentacles indicates that you did feel, that there was some sense of loss, that you weren't sure. There was fear. There was some feeling of lack or rejection, that you felt that there was a hardship and that maybe you were alone. But in actual fact, that's really, or that maybe something was just missing in general, but it really speaks to me that you are now aware of your potential, and you're planning, and you're trying to work with others. There's some kind of teamwork that's gained there. And again, the Eight of Pentacles is you just moving ahead, diligently, hardworking, and you're just trying to get things done. You're persevering. You're being very disciplined in this project this creative project that you have started. You're actually a little beyond the very start of the project, because when it's at the Eight of Pentacles, you're already in the throes of it. So there is something that you're dedicated to and you're training for. So you also have a widening of knowledge with this card. So again, higher perspective, feeling a sense of enlightenment, better able to connect with people and yourself and the divine. You've come to some kind of realization, and as well, you're not really focusing so much on money, although you are, you're more interested in the project itself. So you're trying to show some kind of discipline and proficiency for it. You're trying to move to another level with it, and you've already gotten started. So again, more cards that speak to, like, the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles can also represent an energy of writing. So but again, twos always represent that balance, and it's again enhanced because you do have several twos in the reading here, which means that you were seeking balance for the month of February. But you're trying to be adaptable and flexible, and again, you're that multitasker. You're juggling some things here, maybe just in your mindset, but you are finding, you're getting through it, and you are moving to a calmer place, because you're all about balance for the month of February. And again, the message is coming through very strongly with the Eight of Wands, and very quickly, that the Ace of Swords is something that deals with the mind and its opportunities, things that are moving you into a period of things you're facing up to, those challenges. You're able to express yourself now with finding that balance. You believe in yourself, and it could even speak to new opportunities coming your way as far as jobs, promotion, or something financial. But overall, to me, again, it speaks like this is more of a journey of serving a higher purpose, whatever it is that you're working on. And the Ace of Swords, again, as I say, opportunity that is coming up, that's kind of moving you ahead. So that's coming up rather rapidly once you find this balance, all toward the end of February. So the Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles is your final card, and then I have that clarified as well with the Cups. But the Four of Pentacles really speaks to, again, finding balance. 2 and 2 is 4, which is, again, another card of finding balance. But it feels as though this might be your energy, or again, someone around you, that you're feeling some sense of possessiveness, that you might be a little bit limiting or resisting a little. You're hanging on to something. I don't know that it's so much that you're resisting, because it feels to me as though you're starting to open up here with your enlightenment, but it is a little bit of a restrictive energy. So I'm thinking that, just trying to get a feel of it here, I'm thinking that this really is you trying to hang on to that, trying to hang on to that balance, and maybe you're just guarding things a little too much, that you've got some boundaries around, trying to move forward here. But it could also be speaking to you, just isolating yourself a little bit, and you're just not being as open. But again, I do see teamwork, and I do see a creative project that you're working on, and you're very disciplined. But I think that because, there is some kind of, it just feels like you're isolating yourself a little bit here with the Empress, even though there's that, that sense of communication, or being able to open up on some level. I think it was more of an inner work journey versus an outer journey. So I would say that this card really speaks more to you being a little more, just a little more contained, I guess is the word I'm looking for. There is still some anxiety around that, because the Seven of Cups also speaks to either having, having a lot of choices up ahead, at the end of February, but it can also speak to having the sense that you've got too much to do, feeling a little bit disorganized, that you don't have, that you don't have enough of a flow just yet, but you are continually trying to hang on to that balance here, because the twos were all over the reading. But again, the Seven of Cups could speak to that anxiety, inner anxiety that you're feeling about your decisions in terms of dreams or ambitions. But you do actually have motivation, and again, another 2. So that was clarified, by the Two of Wands. And wands are always about action, and the 2 being balance. So again, you're definitely seeking balance throughout the whole month of February. Sometimes it does indicate achievement, so I do believe that you have achieved that with the, even though the Four of Pentacles speaks to that hanging on and clinging feeling and isolation, sort of pulling yourself back. But I do feel that the Two of Wands, in clarifying that Four of Pentacles, is an indication that you have reached some kind of personal power. You have found some kind of enlightenment that you're in touch with now through the divine. You understand, you understand that part of yourself that you're actually now able to feel at peace, to be able to stay in your power. So there's no more real power struggles here. You're actually opening up to yourself. So anyway, clarifier cards, which were the energy cards. Queen of Raphael, this one here, follow your heart. There is a love of home and family and trustworthy psychic information, which again was the divine coming through. And again, you also have the card of divine guidance. So the divine guidance speaks to being in search, the search for meaning in life. Consider the alternative approach. Surround yourself with teachers, wise teachers, or friends. And that, again, to me, is what this reading is all about. And there's also the Nine of Ariel, which is your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success and a love for the beautiful things in life. So again, month of February looks very good. It does speak to a lot of centered energy, and I hope that was grounding for you, Aries, and look forward to March. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe.